now, another BFF moment.
Best friends forever?
It's best foot forward for pedestrian safety. Did you know you must stop for a pedestrian in a crosswalk and stay stopped until they're in the opposite half of the road or on a raised median? It's the law. Stop for peds, or it could cost you $164 and 3 points on your license. It could cost them their life. Join the movement. Put your best foot forward for pedestrian safety. I yield for peds. Do you?
Good afternoon and welcome to the August 12th, 2019 meeting of the Orlando City Council. We're going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation offered by Pastor Sarah Robinson, who was born in Indiana. Pastor Sarah loves living in eclectic Audubon Park where she bikes all over and has an edible and pollinator garden covering her front yard. Having served God all over the world, Pastor Sarah loves traveling and is a foodie who finds great joy in connecting with people and with her arts and culture. She graduated from Valparaiso in 2002 with her bachelor's in elementary education. 2010 earned her master's in divinity from North Park Seminary. Ordained in the summer of 2013, Pastor Sarah was officially installed as the pastor of Audubon Park Covenant Church, December 8, 2013. After the invocation will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance today by George McGowan, our Director of Audit Services and Management Support. He served in the United States Air Force for 3 years, earning an early promotion to sergeant. He received the Susterberg Air Base Airman of the Year Award. You may stand, please.
Thank you so much. Let's pray. Gracious and loving Creator God, we thank you for this glorious day and the opportunity to gather to do the work of caring for this city. We also thank you for these commissioners, mayor, and all in this room who have chosen a life of public service. Help this body of elected officials live up to the high ideals of service to this community. May each decision be made remembering the lives of all the people those decisions will affect, with special sensitivity to those most marginalized by society. In this place where we celebrate love of all types, help us remember love is always the highest aim. Increase compassion, increase understanding, increase wisdom, and help this body have the kind of robust dialogue that allows for the most creative, just, and unifying solutions to the many complex issues facing this city. Bring each person in this room joy and the energy to undertake this task. Continue to work to transform this city into the qualities of your kingdom. Just and peaceful, beautiful and safe, a place each citizen may be proud to live in, and where each has abundant opportunities to live the life that you desire for us. We especially lift up today all the students, staff, and teachers who went back to school. May each one experience their school year in safety, learning, curiosity, and joy. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make a determination of a quorum, please?
Commissioner Gray,
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Here.
Commissioner Stewart,
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan,
Here.
Commissioner Hill,
Here.
Commissioner Ings,
Here.
Mayor Dyer.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with all members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First order of business is consideration of minutes from the workshop, agenda
Second.
review, and city council meetings of July 22nd. Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, that brings us to awards, presentations, and recognitions, and I want to call on Lisa Early, our Director of Family Parks and Recreation, for the 2019 Gino Nicholas Memorial Scholarship Award winners.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. Thank you, Commissioners. So it's been 3 years since that fateful day in April 2016. I miss Gino's smiling face, so full of ambition and friendship. We miss you, Gino. Your family misses you. Your friends miss you. But we will not lose heart. And so I'm going to read a brief quote from Women Who Run with Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. One of the most calming and powerful actions you can do to intervene in a stormy world is to stand up and show your soul. Soul on deck shines like gold in dark times. The light of the soul throws sparks, can send up flares, build signal fires, cause proper matters to catch fire. To display the lantern of the soul in shadowy times like these, to be fierce, and to show mercy towards others. Both are acts of immense bravery and greatest necessity. Struggling souls catch light from other souls who are fully lit and willing to show it. Gino showed his soul. I want to thank so many people in this room who have and will continue to show their souls. I thank Gino's family who are here with us today, who have shown their souls through good times and bad, and have brought the next generation of beautiful Nicholas children with them today. Mr. Saint-Jean Nicholas, Ms. Edith Saint-Fleur, Mylène Nicholas Ivory, who will speak to us in a few minutes, Angel Nicholas, Ariel Nicholas, and the two babies, St. Gino and Avery. And with that, I'm going to call up our great friends from the Kiwanis Orlando Foundation, Mr. Steve Kirby and Dr. Michelle Chambers, to come up and announce the 2019 Gino Nicholas Scholarship Awards. Please come up.
Mayor Dyer and Commissioners, good afternoon. My name is Steve Kirby. As President, I am proud to represent the Kiwanis Club of Orlando Foundation. With me is Dr. Michelle Chambers, who has served as the chair of the selection committee. Rocky Metcalf, president of our club and the director of our foundation, is also here today, as well as several other Kiwanis members. I'd like first Rocky to stand, and then the rest of our Kiwanis members as well. Thank you very much. Following the tragic events that took Gino Nicholas's life just over 3 years ago, our board wanted to honor the memory of this man who grew up in Paramore, left to get his degree, and returned to make positive changes in the community. We also wanted to provide hope for youth from Paramore who aspire to follow in Gino's example in continuing their education after high school. Dr. Chambers.
The Kiwanis Club of Orlando Foundation established the Gino Nicholas Memorial Fund with an initial contribution of $100,000. Today, we're announcing two $1,985 scholarships from this fund. The winners were selected by a committee composed of representatives from Paramore, including Commissioner Hill, Police Chief Orlando Rolone, Lisa Early, and Rayshawn Brown. We're grateful for their work on this. The first scholarship winner is Nadej Renee. Miss Renee will be attending FIU this fall. She's been part of the Paramore Kids Zone for a number of years, a volunteer with her church, the Salvation Army, and the Paramore Kids Zone. Miss Renee says serving others gives her pure joy.
Thank you, Michelle. The next scholarship winner is Christopher Thornton. Mr. Thornton is attending Benedict College in South Carolina. He has been a longtime member of the Paramore Kids Zone. Congratulations to our third set of Gino Nicholas Memorial Scholarship winners for helping to keep his positive legacy alive. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My understanding is that Chris Thornton may be coming in at any moment, but we do have Nadej here, and I'm going to ask Nadej to come up to the podium and speak briefly. Nadej.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nadej Renee. I would like to take a brief moment to thank the Kiwanis Club of Orlando for selecting me to be the recipient of the Gino Nicholas Memorial Scholarship. Once again, I greatly appreciate it. It saddened me that Gino Nicholas could not be here, but I know he's smiling down and seeing his legacy is being lived on. When I first received the scholarship, I was a student at Valencia College, and this year I received an academic scholarship to attend Florida International University, and their experience there has been mind-blowing. Thanks again to the Kiwanis Club of Orlando and Paramore Kids Zone for giving me the opportunity to live out my dreams of finishing my education. Thank you.
And now I'm going to ask Gino's sister, Milin, to come up and say a few words. Milin.
Hello, my name is Milin Nicholas, Gino's Nicholas' older sister. And on his behalf, I would like to congratulate all the scholarship winners, and not just for winning, but for their courage to go against the grain and going towards a defined future. And to the Kiwanis Club, I would like to thank you for your continued support in honoring Gino's name and for being a resource to the Paramore community. Courage is contagious, and when a man like Gino takes a stand, the spine of others are quite stiffened, and I would like to thank you. Thank you.
And Mr. Thornton has just arrived, and I'm going to ask the family members to come up to the front, the Kiwanis members to come up. Mayor, Commissioner, please come down. We're going to take photos now. Thank you.
Does he want to speak? Lisa, does he want to speak?
Chris.
Oh, okay. I just want to say that I'm very grateful for today's scholarship. I know Gino, well, I didn't know him personally, but when I was younger, I looked at him. He was always like a sort of a role model to me, and like he always tried to change our neighborhood, make it empowering. And it's like a lot of people out of the Paramore neighborhood is not role models. It's like bad influences. So when I see him making a change, it inspired me. And when he passed away, it gave me thoughts. So I need to change my neighborhood too. So I'm grateful to receive the scholarship.
Man, good to see you. Bunch of slackers you are. Get what's Swarpsville doing out there? He's a real slacker. You have your sticker out. Stick it up and put it in the back. That's what I want to have.
Just in closing, I want to say one last thing that Commissioner Hill has graciously, you know, when you plant a seed, sometimes you grow a forest, and Commissioner Hill has graciously agreed to make contributions in the future to help create scholarships for kids in District 5. So you'll be hearing more about this in the months and years ahead. Thank you.
Okay, I see some scouts in the house. Can you help us out with that, Commissioner Hill? Tell us what we're doing.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. Here about a year plus ago, the mayor and now the current mayor, Jerry Dimmons, was being awarded for their leadership. And there were so many leaders, men leaders throughout the community that I saw was Boy Scouts. And what I saw then, the vision that I wanted to do was start a Boy Scout troop in every community center throughout District 5. Because what I saw there as the mayor was being awarded, the two mayors was being awarded, was a foundation of trustworthy, loyalty, helpfulness, friendliness, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and relevant community leaders that were men. And I said, if I could go out and join the Boy Scouts organization to help give us that foundation to start building future leaders in District 5 with that Boy Scout honor and integrity, that we might be on to something. So I met with Purnell, and I met with Tia Pennington that's here, and Mr. Charles Johnson, and Mr. Rodney Williams and his team. And we started to work towards that. So here, a year and a half later, we will have 50 Cub Scouts starting in District 5 next week. And it will be facilitated by our men and our city managers there at those community centers. So I'm just excited. So today, the mayor will do the official oath to roll out the District 5 Cub Scouts, and there's 10 young boys in here, and 2 from each community center. So I know this is going to catch on in District 3 and District 4 and District 6. That's right. And I think it's going to be huge. So, Mayor, can you officially swear in District 5 first Cub Scouts? Apologize. Rodney Williams and my center managers that's here, can you please come up and stand with me and the mayor as we swear in your Cub Scouts?
Okay, so we have the 4-mile lines, right?
Mhm.
You guys just repeat it after me. Is it 3 fingers or 2? Okay, right hands up. Cub Scout salute. This is the Cub Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law to help other people at all times and to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Welcome to the Cub Scouts.
Can you all stand up with us?
Yep, move them to the center.
Okay, to the center?
Yeah.
Okay,
Come on, Tony. Here they come.
That was cool. Okay, let's move to the mayor's update. 2 weekends ago, 2 cities in our country faced the horrors that we faced 3 years ago as a result of senseless acts of gun violence. And our community knows exactly where El Paso and Dayton stand right now. We're sending our love and our thoughts to El Paso and to Dayton. We've had the opportunity to reach out to the mayors in both those cities. Mayor Whaley of Dayton is a very close friend of mine, so I've talked with her several times. OFD has sent peer support to El Paso. A couple of our firefighters are out there, and the FBI's in contact with Kathy DeVault about whether we might go out and help them with their assistance center. They have similar needs to what we had with Pulse. So we stand ready to assist these communities in any way that we can. We grieve for the victims. We are thankful to the first responders, and I'd ask you to join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Keep them in your hearts. Okay, I'm going to do something a little happier. Commissioner Hill and Commissioner Ortiz have birthdays coming up. So, you guys honored me by singing for me at the last council meeting. So, since Commissioner Ortiz is much older than Commissioner Commissioner Hill, I'm sorry. Well, as we say it, we'll say Commissioner Ortiz first and then Commissioner Hill. Something like that. All right, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Commissioner Ortiz and Commissioner Hill. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
All right, I suggest everybody up here keep their day jobs. No moonlight singing. 2 weeks from today, we're going to open the UCF and Valencia campuses at Creative Village, and that's pretty darn exciting. We're going to have about 8,000 new people in our downtown, 7,700 students, and then faculty and staff. There's 640 beds in the student housing. I think they're 100% leased up. Commissioner Hill and Commissioner Stewart and I cut the ribbon on Amelia Court a couple of, and well, he was late. And Tony was there too. So really exciting stuff, and I can tell you there's been so much behind the scenes things going on in terms of planning for the arrival of all of the students and faculty and staff, but it's going to change our downtown, that's for sure. We are going to cut the ribbon on the recent improvements to Constitution Green on Thursday at 11 a.m. So I know Commissioner Sheehan's excited about that. We've expanded the dog run, we've added more seating, improved the drainage. So Sammy and I look forward to you joining us at Constitution Green.
And I am not breaking my leg this time, Mayor.
Oh, that's right. Commissioner Sheehan sustained an injury there, being run over by a dog the last time.
It was a St. Bernard. That was a big dog,
It was.
just say it.
Okay, I have some really exciting news. So this is about the city's workforce. Out of all the employers, think about this, all of the employers in the 6 Central Florida counties that the OBJ covers, the city of Orlando was selected by the OBJ as Central Florida's 2019 healthiest employer. How about that? And that's a testament to our commitment to the health of our employees, and we have been able to keep our health insurance costs down because of the health of our employees, and I can't think of a better investment to make than in the health and welfare of your employees. So congratulations to everybody involved with that. And then I just have a few items of note from the consent agenda. Item A1, we talked about at agenda review, which is memorandum of understanding with the East Central Florida Regional Resilience Collaboration, which is part of the Central Florida Planning Commission. It helps us to be dedicated to ensuring we can prepare for and respond to and recover from any shock or stressor that we may have. And unfortunately, we've had both man-made and non-man-made shocks over the last 4 or 5 years, so it's important to be part of that collaboration. I want to thank Commissioner Sheehan, who we believe is the longest-serving member of the East Central Florida Regional Planning Council, for her efforts in that regard. Item B5 is the ranking and authority to negotiate and execute the contract for design services for Camping World Stadium improvements. That's another $60 million in tourist development tax. It's going to help us bring the stadium to where it needs to be. B10, the ranking and authority to negotiate for professional services for construction, engineering, and inspection services for the Orlando Urban Trail Gap, as we continue to make Orlando one of the most bicycle and walkable cities in America. And then the other one I want to point out is the Paramore Oaks provision that is going to give us a unique opportunity to help them apply for low-income housing tax credits. It'll help them develop phase 2, bringing 91 more affordable units online, and there's no question that we are lagging behind in terms of creating affordable units in Central Florida. The city's doing our part, but it seems like we need to continue to lead in that regard. With that, we'll turn to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a number of items acted upon through a single vote of council. I will point out that item B6 was deferred during agenda review at Commissioner Hill's request, so we'll be taking that up at the next council meeting. We give each of our city commissioners an opportunity to comment on the consent agenda and or important happenings from their districts. We rotate the order we do that, and Commissioner Ortiz is first up today.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, let me correct you. I was not late. You guys were very early.
That's always the way it is.
Exactly. Wow. Anyhow, Commissioner Hill, congratulations on the Gino Nicholas Memorial Scholarship Award and also on your Boy Scout troops. That's amazing. That is really amazing. I grew up, I was Cub Scout, way below Boy Scout and all that, and I tell you what, that's a fantastic experience, so congratulations on your teams. And happy birthday.
Happy
birthday. Okay. In reference to agenda item A2, I'd like to welcome Ms. Megan Shaver to her new position as my aide. In reference to agenda item F2 through F5, I'd like to congratulate Catholic Charities of Central Florida for their agreement with the City of Orlando and to thank them for stepping in to help with the rehabilitation of these homes and the continuation of renting them to families in need of affordable housing. And thank you to our housing department also. They do a great job. On Saturday, July 20th, the Orlando Police Department, I was not here last city council because I was sick, so there was something I wanted to convey in reference to this particular event. The Orlando Police Department completed their District 2 Senior Community Connection Initiative at one of our seniors' residence homes. We were very successful in painting the exterior of the home as well as installing some new landscaping. Needless to say, Mr. Van Der Spoel was extremely grateful with the outcome. I want to thank OPD Chief Orlando Rolon on his initiative, Home Depot, Lanco, Paints, and all the volunteers who dedicated their time to completing this particular project. It was true active community banding together and eager to serve. and it was a very hot day too. We all got free sun tans and all kinds of things. So, on Thursday, August 1st, in collaboration with the Orlando Police Department and the Orlando Fire Department, we hosted another successful National Night Out Hispanic Senior Safety Summit. I want to thank all of those involved for their hard work and dedication to making sure our seniors stay knowledgeable about their own safety and the safety of others. Saturday, August 6th, I was able to attend the grand opening of Compassion Pediatrics. District 2 is teaming with young children and families, making this newly opened establishment perfect for our community. Thank you, Dr. Bowe and your wonderful family for bringing this office to our district. Thank you, Gateway Orlando and our staff for assisting Dr. Bowe in making his dream a reality. I wish him luck and hope for much success in this new journey, the new journey they're embarking on. On Friday, August 9th, I attended the 15th anniversary of Sunshine State Medical and would like to congratulate them on achieving 15 years of service in my district. We have a few events coming up that I would like to share with all of you. Wednesday, August 21st marks our first session of the District 2 Business Acceleration Series being held at Dover Shores Community Center from 8 to 10 a.m. The second session is on August 28th, and these classes are curated for the presentation of practical and tactical tools for business owners and budding entrepreneurs to help with the growth and acceleration of their businesses. On Tuesday, August 27th, we're hosting our District 2 National Night Out Kickoff Celebration at Sedanos from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and everyone is invited to join us. That one is a great event, so please come over and have some fun with us in District 2. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor, and I wanted to wish you another belated happy birthday, and just we had a chance to be in front of the Orange County Public Schools Music and Visual Arts, and had 600 people sing to Mayor Dyer, led by a Grammy Award-winning conductor here in Orlando. It was really one of the coolest
Better than
things.
our rendition just now.
That's right, much better than our rendition. So maybe it's the conductor, maybe it's the voices, I don't quite know. But it was a good opportunity to spend time with the OCPS and to hear that, so that was cool. This morning we had a Smart Cities kind of planning idea, or just kind of an introduction. Thank you, Mayor, for that. I'm really excited about seeing that come forward in the next 6 months to 12 months, and I think that we're on the forefront. I think we have to be aggressive to stay there. I appreciate your leadership and those who are involved. I want to thank everybody who came to our District 3 Safety Splash last week, especially to OPD and OFD for the work that they've done. My staff, Kevlon Kirkpatrick, Jessica Stead, and Maya Jack. It was great having them help out. And then the other parts of the leadership that are involved in the community centers, they did a wonderful job. We had probably between 450 and 500 people come in, and it was great, very well attended. And out of it, we got probably 7, 8, 9 of local neighborhood watch meetings to be set up, which is part of the reason for that, to accomplish that task. So thank you very much, everybody involved. I appreciate it. Some upcoming events real quickly. The City of Orlando and the College Park Neighborhood Association are conducting a fertilizer workshop tonight at the College Park Community Center, beginning at 6 o'clock. So if you're interested in attending, please come and learn about how you can properly fertilize and use the right fertilizer for our lawns. The Sip and Savor Weeks continues through the rest of this week. If you want to know more about getting involved in our main streets, Sip and Savor otown.com is where you want to go. This week from Friday is the Edgewater High School Kickoff Classic, the Battle of College Park between Bishop Moore and Edgewater High School. I'm so excited about that. Will now be the 6th year. We will be awarding the Commissioner's Trophy, which is the winner of that, since both of them are within half a mile of my house and both within the city. We're excited about that. And both are going to have great teams this year. So it's going to be good competitions. Over at Bishop Moore, if you want to know more about it, you can look up Battle of College Park, and they'll give you more information. August 23rd is the end of the Ferry Festival. This summer has been a great response at Lou Gardens. The Ferry Festival has brought new people, new young people in. As a matter of fact, last Friday I had the opportunity of hosting the staff and faculty of Princeton Elementary to come in and do a teacher workday for roughly, I guess probably a couple hours, kind of team building, to walk around the park and get a chance to do that. It was a lot of fun, and they really appreciated it, a chance for the city to be showcased, but most importantly, a chance for them to go get together just in that one last time before school started today. And of course, the Camping World Kickoff Classic coming on the 24th, don't forget that. Two things, before I do that, Mayor, let me give you a special thank you for your reaching out to Dayton and El Paso. It didn't go unnoticed, both not only by all of us and by those who are listening, but also by the national media. And I think it shows that there's a compassion side of our cities, and there's a connection to there. And I think having you continue that lets us know that cities have a special relationship to one another. And I appreciate you doing that. It means a lot to me personally. I know it meant a lot to Dayton. Two things on the agenda today. The Dubstred agreement's coming through. Thank y'all, everybody involved in it. Man, it's been a while, but I appreciate your work. Lori, thank you for your work on it and getting it through. And I look forward to kind of not having to discuss it for a while. I think all of us would be happy with that. And then, of course, today on the agenda is some park changes over at Princeton. The New Princeton Apartment Complex has agreed to, early on, to do some park introduction facade, as well as to redo some of the corner park over there next to the Princeton Park. It's going to be a great amenity to our community. That's on today, and I'll say a special thanks to Elizabeth Dang and to Jason Burton for their leadership to continue to push this forward. So that's on C13 today. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move to Commissioner Sheehan.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. And I'm just going to be on the agenda today because if anyone wants to see what I'm doing, I'm on Facebook and I have a page there. We're really busy this time of year. So on the agenda today, on item A1, the East Central Florida Regional Resilience Collaboration. I have served on that for 19 years. I joke and say they've stolen my youth, but it's actually great to work with these group of professionals because this is a sustainability plan for 8 counties and 78 cities, and I could not believe we actually got unanimous support on this, but the cities are actually directly dealing with the impacts of climate change and flooding and everything like that. So, thank you, Chris, for bringing this forward, for your leadership. That includes economic sustainability, economic stability, human security, equity, natural environment, infrastructure, all very important things. We're dealing with natural disasters and not natural disasters, but again, a way to really help our community heal from things and respond. And I just want to thank Chris for his leadership. And again, I was stunned. They wanted me to talk about it at the meeting, and of course, I honestly believe in it. And I looked around and I thought, unanimous support, this is amazing. So that's a testament to the work you've been doing. So thank you, Chris, on that. And I'm delighted to continue to serve on that board. Also on the agenda today, group vision insurance for our employees, because we're staring at terminals all the time. This is very, very important. I'm glad we're finally helping our employees with that. That's very important. On item B10, the Urban Trail Gap extension. As someone who would like to bike into downtown, we have those couple of missing links, Mayor, so I would love to get those missing links connected. We're working with Billy on that, and I'm delighted to see that happen. Item B12, Lancaster Drive Special Assessment for Decorative Lighting, passed by a vote of 14-8, so we'll be getting some decorative lighting over in Lancaster Park. But I will be voting no on item B16 as well, on the Bob Carr Management Agreement. I do have concerns with the arts groups being able to afford the rents at Dr. Phillips. I think we should maybe consider allowing another art group to manage the facilities, because when we built Dr. Phillips, it was intended to be for the ballet, for the opera, and for the Philharmonic, and they should not be priced out of being able to afford that facility. I think we're allowing a monopoly with no oversight. This is our facility, and we should at least put in a cap for rentals for the arts groups as we move forward. So I will be voting no on this today, and I really, really hope that they seriously will address this, because they are both city-owned facilities, and even though they have a board of directors, the board of directors are even quitting over some of the things that are happening. I think we really need to be fair to the arts groups, because that's why we built that building. That's certainly why I supported that building across the street. That's why my constituents support the building of Dr. Phillips, and I think that we need to make sure that the arts groups are treated fairly. So I will be voting no on item B16. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, and we'll move on to Commissioner Hill.
Thank you, Mayor. I won't be long either. I will address just a few things that's up and coming and on the agenda. I do want to say thank you to all the community partners that came out and provided book bags and a multitude of things to offset the financial burdens for over 1,200 families in District 5 on Saturday, which included A1 Orange, Orlando Magic, Orlando City Soccer, Coca-Cola, Levy Restaurant, Second Harvest, and Steps in the Right Direction. I also have a social media page, District 5 Regina Hill, where you can see live commentary and also pictures from the event on Saturday. On 8/14, myself and Mayor Dyer, thank you for your support, Mayor, on this, where we will be graduating 40-plus students from Southern Technical Institute in our Callahan Community Center. For the last 16 weeks, we have had a patient care training program going on to where folks can get their certified nursing assistants and home health aide certification. And we will, I think up until now, about 30 have received their certification from the state of Florida, and the others are waiting. And from there, they will go on to their patient care program, which will be another 8 weeks, where they will receive their EKG, their phlebotomy, and patient care tech certificate. But what's so profound about this particular cohort is that some of them had no careers, or actually zero employment, and on 8/14, when they graduate, we already have jobs lined up for them with certain home health aid facilities and nursing homes within the downtown corridor and West Orlando, where they will start making anywhere from $12 to $15 an hour. So this is what we're doing here in the city of Orlando. I know the mayor will be introducing a Blueprint 2.0 that's going to be geared towards training that I'm helping to facilitate. I am so excited about this. When I saw the families, met with them, Orlando City Soccer gave them 50 tickets for them and their families to attend the All-Star games, and to see the pride in these students' eyes, and to see their children with them now, being able to eventually purchase their own tickets to go to some of our venues here in the downtown core. So if you can come out, they might not be your family members, but there are citizens, and if you can come out, I think it's this Thursday, the 14th? No, Thursday is the 15th. Yeah, because that's my birthday. How can I forget that? So on Wednesday the 14th, just to celebrate these special students, I greatly appreciate it. And on 8/20, there will be the second phase of the community meeting with Hannibal Square at Route Lake Community Center at 6:30. We had one on the 6th. It was well attended by over 50 residents that are participating in what they want that project to look like. And C11, I had a few questions earlier that have been answered by staff. There was a few concerns about from the community about annexation of the 4919 West Colonial Drive project, which is under one-stop housing, which will be a extended hotel affordable complex. This is not annexing it into the city. This is just approving for staff, which our zoning staff, to review the project, in which I'm in support of them reviewing it. I am not in support of it actually being annexed until we have a community meeting with community participation. So we will be asking Community One Stop to have a community meeting so that we can have community input This will only be approving for municipal planning to actually hold a hearing to review their project. And with the CRA Affordable Housing Paramore Oaks, something that I think is very important when we vote on this particular project is that there is great need for 30 and 40 and 60% affordable housing units. There's many 80 throughout the city, but there is almost 0 to none outside of some of the projects that we have already did here in this city that are 30 and 40%. And this particular project has a great number of 30 and 40% that's truly, truly affordable. Because oftentimes we say affordable, but affordable for who? These are affordable for working class workforce families, like the 40 families. They're all young ladies. There's 40 on Wednesday that we will be graduating that can afford to put their families in these units because they make $12 to $13 an hour. They don't have to make $35,000 to $40,000 a year. They can make $27,000 a year and remain right there in Paramore, where most of these students have graduated from this course from. And that's very important as we revitalize Paramore, that we're still responsible to the indigenous people of Paramore so that they can remain there in truly affordable units. And this particular project, this phase 2, which is so unique about it, that it is what I will call will be affordable. All units will be affordable for 99 years. This unit will remain affordable while the most of us in this room have gone to Zion or gone somewhere greater, I would hope. This might be the one that's sending you up there to the pearly gates when you get a yes vote. But yes, this is for the greater good, 99 years of affordable units in perpetuity. So I will be voting yes on this because we have to be forward thinking, not just about the right now, but the generations to follow. And with that, I will conclude my report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Move to Commissioner Ings.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to express my sincere condolences to Rosie Moore on the loss of her father, Julio Melendez Frio, who passed away on August the 4th, 2019. Rosie Moore is the founder of A Gift of Life, an organization that supports families with newborn preemies during and after their preemie time in the NICU, Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. Rosie has an annual gala to support this organization. So again, my condolences to Rosie. And on Tuesday, July 30th, I attended the ribbon cutting ceremony for President and CEO Denise Lewis of JV's Foundation. And this is reference to human trafficking. And this was held at 1516 East Colonial Drive in Orlando. Mayor Jerry Demings was on hand too to assist with the ribbon cutting. And on Saturday, August the 3rd, I attended the Need to Read Reading Corner. And this was a ribbon cutting ceremony that was held at Washington Shores Church of Christ, 2818 Orange Center Boulevard. Minister Darrell Harrison is the pastor. And on August the 1st, I attended the Bronze Kingdom. There was a press conference, and congratulations to Ralvin Bennett, the owner of Bronze Kingdom and curator of over 4,000 pieces of rotating art, and for being named the best art gallery in Orlando by Orlando Magazine for 2019. Presenting the award was editor Barry Glenn of the Orlando Magazine, and I welcome and presented and proclaimed Bronze Kingdom Day in the city of Orlando. The results of this particular choice was on the public's choice. So all members of the public that were involved, there were no members of Bronze Kingdom that actually entered into this survey. So this was the public's choice to be named the best art gallery in the city of Orlando for 2019. Mr. Bennett is also moving to a 30,000 square foot location on International Drive. So he will be moving the Bronze Kingdom to International Drive with the anticipation of becoming a cultural destination. So we look forward to having him on International Drive in District 6. And this is a great opportunity for us to present even more of the Bronze Kingdom to the city and to the region. And on Friday, August the 9th, I attended and sponsored the end of summer camp celebration and back to school event for the Hankins Park and Smith Center youth. And this was held at the Dr. James R. Smith Center at 1723 Bruton Boulevard, Orlando. 100 youth received book bags and school supplies during this time. And I just really want to say thank you to Mr. Joe Caesar, the center manager, and all of his staff. They really have taken care of these young people. As a matter of fact, they have helped the young people in a swimming program during this past summer, and over 3/4 of the youth are now swimmers. And so that's good at those particular centers. And then also for the 2019 Red Tie Celebrity Golf Extravaganza. This is the 9th annual, and it will be held September 6, 2019 at Rosen Shingle Creek Golf Course. And this is an appreciation day that I'm doing for all of those corporate sponsors that really participated. I'm not asking for any funds from them for any foursomes. I'm just asking for them to show up. As a matter of fact, an organization like Universal Studios, they have about 20 golfers, 25 golfers that they will have in the red tie, and there will be no cost to them. And it's because of their continued support in the past. So we're looking very good with this, and we know that other corporate sponsors such as Coca-Cola and Costco and Lincoln of Orlando, there on West Colonial, will be there to participate in this event as well. And then on the agenda, item B16, I'm going to be voting no on that with the Bob Carr Management Agreement, and I think it's time really to bring that back in the hands of our venues department. And also I'm voting no on item B20, the Paramore Oaks event. And I'm voting no on the Historic Preservation Board for the Grand Street development there. And that's all I have.
Commissioner Gray.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll wrap it up. Issues going on in District 1 are on my website. I do want to make special mention, July 25th, we had the showcase for the rec department. So Lisa, thanks to you and your team. It's always fun to watch the kids do their thing, so to speak. And not all of it I can relate to, and certainly couldn't perform, but it's always fun. So Lisa, thanks to you and your team for doing that. That was great. On the agenda, no specific comments other than we've talked a ton about affordable housing, and we continue to do it. I know it's the buzz. And we've got some things on the agenda today that, look, I've said before, it's got to be a joint effort between public and private sector. There's no doubt about it. But I think when you look at a couple of these issues, specifically in the agenda, section F, we've had some thank God that we have the Catholic Charities coming to town, because that's another example of where we partnered with someone that could not perform, and we're coming back as a city to salvage that with the help of the Catholic Charities and throw an extra $150,000 in to get them rehabbed. But as we do affordable housing, I continue to encourage my partners up here. It's important, at least in my opinion, that we find strong partners to do this. And it's tough business. Paramore Oaks is a good example. Those folks seem to be following the procedure and the program that's in place. But at the end of the day, guys, $240,000 a unit That's not my definition of affordable. It's not their fault. That's the LIHTC program. But $240,000 a unit, at least in my view, is not affordable. But it's the system we're under, and if we're going to have to play that game, I really encourage us to make sure that we have strong partners, that when we do something with them, they can perform and we don't have to come back after the fact. So with that, Mayor, not to say I don't support them, I think it's good, but again, we talk about it, but I just think we got to be very judicious on who we select. So with that, Mayor, I will move to approve the agenda.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. And so the motion carries. With that, we will recess without objection the City Council meeting and convene the CRA meeting. Thomas, you're on.
Thank you. So thanks, Mayor, and good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. CRA item 1 today is approving an advisory committee ranking and authorization for the Chief Procurement Officer to execute a contract for Downtown Orlando holiday decor and lighting services. This is in conjunction with RFP 19-1073. The RFP was issued on May 17th of this year. There were 4 responsive proposals. Each entity was invited to and did participate in a presentation before the advisory committee, or the selection committee, if you please. As a result of those presentations and a thorough discussion and analysis of the 4 proposals, the advisory committee ranked the 4 respondents in the following order. Number 1, Artistic Holiday Lighting Designs. Number 2, Creative City Project. Number 3, Florida Christmas Designers. And number 4, Extravaganza Productions. The top-rate firm, Artistic Holiday Designs, is the sole distributor of LeBlanc Illuminations, a French company in the United States, and have installed more than 60 projects across the country in the last 4 years. LeBlanc itself has decorations and lighting in over 8,000 cities around the globe. The initial contract term is for 3 years and in the amount of $454,000. That includes the procurement of the equipment, the lighting, the decor and the lighting, as well as all the services associated with installing, removing, storing, maintaining, and transporting that equipment. There are 2 one-year term extensions options. Those 2-year terms would be for the services only and would amount to $73,000 per year, again, for services only, no additional procurement of product in the last two years. If there are no questions, Mayor, the advisory board did recommend approval, and staff is requesting that the CRA approve the ranking established by the advisory committee and approval and authorization for the Chief Procurement Officer to negotiate and execute a contract and subsequent renewals with the top-ranked firm, Artistic Holiday Designs, as indicated. If negotiations are not successful with the top-ranked firm, staff requests recommendation of approval and authorization for the Chief Procurement Officer to negotiate with the remaining firms in ranked order and execute a contract and subsequent renewals as indicated above with the highest-ranked firm with whom agreement is reached. The final negotiated agreement will be subject to review and approval by the City Attorney's Office.
Questions, Commissioner Sheehan?
Yeah, Thomas, I'm a little bit concerned because, I mean, I'm not going to get involved in picking one person over another or one firm over another because I know the ethics issues and everything like that. But a concern that I do have is that we're not giving local firms the opportunity to create things that might be uniquely Orlando, especially if we're doing it through the CRA and the DDB. And I'm a little bit concerned that we keep giving stuff to these national firms and we're not doing business with our local makers. And I mean, we've got an incredible group of people that work, our Downtown Information Center has this really cool stuff that's made by people who aren't nationally known people that are local makers. And I think with Factor and some of these amazing maker groups that we have in Orlando, and then we're kind of missing the mark. And what I'd like to see is a local priority in the ranking points. We've got young entrepreneurs, welders that are working here locally that are doing really cool stuff. Sure. And I'd love to see them get an opportunity where we just don't give it to some national firm that's been doing the same thing all over the world. And I mean, when I travel, I love Christmas decorations. Don't get me wrong, I love that we're finally doing something because I think in Europe they celebrate their Christmas markets and it's an economic development tool and it's cool. But I just would like to see something that's uniquely Orlando. I mean, we just keep giving all these opportunities to national people, and we're not empowering our arts groups. We're not empowering local artists. We're not empowering people in Paramore. We're not empowering, we're not finding ways to lift up our local arts community. We always want to do stuff for free. That's the thing that really makes me so angry. Yeah, enter the contest and you can, and if it's for free. And then every time we get a chance to do something to benefit artists, we give it away to some national firm. It just frustrates me. So what I would like to see when we give these things out in the future, that we have some local priority, and that we try to figure out ways to lift local entrepreneurs to give them a chance to bid on some of these things.
Commissioner, I can simply say that there's nothing that you said that I don't feel absolutely about, as you just expressed. Of course, you know that we have to work within the confines of state statute, procurement policy, and legal constraints. And so I will certainly pass that on and to procurement and to the city attorney's office, and we'll see what can happen in the future if anything can be differentiated. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, and we're trying to find a way to get there, a legal way to get there.
Yeah, well, and like I say, if we had to change our internal procuring policies, great. But I don't see why it would be illegal for us to find ways to promote local people. I mean, that's kind of what we're supposed to be about. And we've managed to find a way to do that across the street. Why can't we figure out a way to do that, on bigger contracts? Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2, Thomas.
All right. Number 2 is approving downtown commercial and residential program funding agreement for Harrow Productions Incorporated. This program offers a 3-year interest-free deferred loan for facade and/or building stabilization improvements to existing properties that qualify within the downtown CRA redevelopment area. Harrow Productions has applied for assistance at their building and for improvements at 578 North Orange Avenue. The applicant requested funding for exterior painting, plumbing fixtures, electrical fixtures, and flooring. The program provides an opportunity for the CRA to invest up to 50%, with a not to exceed of $100,000. The qualifying scope of work in this application exceeded $344,000. So the grant review committee convened on July 17th and recommends approval for funding assistance up to $100,000. If there are no questions, staff is requesting approval of the downtown commercial and residential building improvement program funding agreement between the Community Redevelopment Agency and Harrow Productions Incorporated for 578 North Orange Avenue, Orlando, subject to review and approval of the City Attorney's Office, and authorizing the Chair of the CRA and the Executive Director to execute such funding agreement.
Move. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And number 3.
Number 3 is approving Paramore Oaks Phase 2, Third Amendment to the Purchase and Sale Agreement, and Fifth Amendment to the Development Agreement. You recall that in December of 2016, the CRA entered into a purchase and sale agreement for both Phase 1 and Phase 2, and a development agreement with Invictus Development, LLC, for its purchase and development of Paramore Oaks project on property owned by the city and the CRA. Invictus was subsequently successful at being awarded 9% low-income housing tax credits, and because of that, Phase 1, 120 units of mixed-income housing is nearing completion on South Paramore Avenue. Pursuant to the terms of Phase 2 purchase and sale agreement, Invictus is working to finance the second phase of the project at this time, and have applied for low-income housing tax credit financing through the Florida Housing and Finance Corporation. FHFC has recently issued its request for applications 2019-102 entitled Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery to counties deemed hurricane recovery priorities. In this RFA, requests for applications for affordable housing and finances are different from previous rounds, and in order to qualify, one of those differences is in order to qualify for CDBG funds available in the round, proposed affordable housing development must meet certain criteria, including regarding land ownership. The proposed Third Amendment to the Purchase and Sale Agreement for Phase 2 will allow Paramore Oaks Phase 2 to assign the agreement to Bright Community Trust a Florida not-for-profit corporation and community land trust formed for the purpose of ensuring the stewardship of property that is suitable for the development of affordable housing. Additionally, in order for Invictus's application to be competitive under the RFA and have the greatest chance of success under the terms thereof, funding from the CRA as an affordable housing incentive is needed in the amount of not to exceed $2.152 million. For Phase 2, such funding would be distributed only after the completion of construction of Phase 2. And before I go to questions or to the statement, Mayor, I'd just like to point out, which I'm sure you're all aware of, 120 units are nearing completion. They'll be complete within the next 60 days. This would add another 91 all-affordable units to that, as the Commissioner mentioned earlier. And when you add that to the 17 single-family homes that you've already approved for the CRA to develop for homeownership opportunities, again, in a mixed-income environment just across the street to the west, and another 43 potential homeownership opportunities across the street to the south, if we conclude successfully with Carver Park, that equals 271 units of newly constructed housing, both rental and homeownership, all mixed income, in a very immediate proximity, and that's transformative for the neighborhood and for the community. So just wanted to add that. The CRA Advisory Board unanimously recommends approval. Are there any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. This is item C20 that we already approved on the consent agenda as the City Council, now voting as the CRA. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Oppose.
Okay, 6-1. Thomas, any further business to come before the CRA?
There's none. Thank you.
All right, then we will stand adjourned. We'll reconvene the City Council meeting. We do have 3 ordinances on first reading, so we'll move to ordinances on first reading. Number 1, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance 2019-41, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, rezoning certain land generally located at the northwest and southwest corners of Parkway Center Court and North Orange Blossom Trail, northwest of North John Young Parkway and Lee Road, comprised of 2.4 acres of land, more or less, from Industrial Park with the Wekiva Overlay District to Industrial Commercial with the Wekiva Overlay District, providing for amendment to the city's official zoning maps, providing for severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Hill. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify relating to this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2.
Ordinance 2019-42, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to street pole banners, amending Section 64.321 Orlando City Code, creating the Curry Ford West Banner District, providing for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Second. I was going to let the boys have a chance. It's the first thing we all share together. There's 3 of us on this one. Yeah.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan, third by Commissioner Gray. All right. Is there anyone that would like to testify relating to the street pole banners? Discussion among commissioners.
Yeah. I just wanted to congratulate this great team of constituents and business owners. They're great. They're doing a great job in that area, Commissioner. I know that both of you share this. We're so proud of that program. Pauline, where's Pauline in our economic development? That's why I said this morning, why is anybody having any doubts about our team? Great work. So I just want to say thank you for your work. Thank you for what you're doing with our communities and our communities. Thank you for being so enthusiastic and being so involved. Thank you.
All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And number 3.
Ordinance 2019-43, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 39 of the City Code regarding parking by amending the boundaries of the parking of the Downtown Parking District, amending various definitions and titles used in Chapter 39, renumbering the definitions, updating the parking regulations, and including the use of parking meter technology, providing legislative findings and for severability, codification, correction of Scrivener's errors, and effective date.
So moved, Kevin.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public that'd like to testify? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. That concludes the official business of the Orlando City Council for today, August 12th.